The United States has announced the resumption of high-level military dialogue with Russia, a channel that had been frozen for several years. The development comes as President Donald Trump claims Washington is very close to achieving peace between Russia and Ukraine. These signals, emerging from Abu Dhabi, may point to a broader diplomatic shift amid growing global concerns over strategic stability. According to the Associated Press, the United States and Russia have agreed to restore high-level communication between their military departments. The decision followed meetings held in Abu Dhabi between the head of U.S. European Command and NATO's Supreme Allied Commander Europe, General Alexis Grinkwich, and senior Russian and Ukrainian military officials. In a statement, U.S. European Command said the renewed channel would ensure continuous contact between military departments as the parties continue working toward a durable peace. High-level military communication between Washington and Moscow had effectively been suspended since 2021. In December 2021, Russia submitted draft treaties to the United States and NATO outlining proposed security guarantees, including limits on NATO expansion and military deployments in Eastern Europe. In February 2022, the United States and its allies rejected the proposals. Later that month, Russia launched its military operation in Ukraine, marking a sharp escalation in tensions. Since then, direct military-to-military communication has remained minimal, increasing risks of miscalculation between the world's two largest nuclear powers. The United States European Command statement was released on the same day the New START Treaty, the last remaining arms control agreement limiting U.S. and Russian nuclear arsenals. The Kremlin expressed regret over the treaty's expiration, noting that President Vladimir Putin had proposed extending compliance for another year. President Donald Trump initially described the idea as a good one, but Washington did not formally respond at the time. Later, Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov said Russia remains open to negotiations on extending New START, provided there is a constructive response from the United States. According to Axios, Washington and Moscow are now close to an agreement to continue observing the treaty's limits, though the proposed plan still requires approval from both President Trump and President Putin. President Trump said the United States is nearing a breakthrough in efforts to end the war in Ukraine. "We're very close to this. We almost have it," Trump told reporters, without providing details. On February 4 and 5, a second round of peace talks was held in Abu Dhabi behind closed doors. Ukraine and the United States described the discussions as constructive and productive, while the Kremlin urged caution, saying it was too early to draw conclusions as Russian negotiators continue to brief President Putin. Analysts note that the restoration of military dialogue, arms control discussions, and parallel peace talks may signal a coordinated attempt to reduce escalation risks while testing the ground for a broader political settlement. However, experts warn that significant disagreements remain, and any lasting peace will require difficult compromises from all sides. For now, Abu Dhabi has emerged as a key diplomatic hub, and the coming weeks may determine whether these renewed contacts lead to real de-escalation or remain limited to confidence-building measures. You're watching Russian Now. Stay with us for further updates.